You might think she's selfish, but what if everything you've noticed is just her way of surviving? Not greed, not cruelty, just survival instincts shaped by life, fear, and past experiences. Stick with me. We're breaking down 5 real psychological reasons why a woman may seem selfish and what's really happening beneath the surface. And hey, before we continue, have you ever known someone who seemed selfish but maybe wasn't? Drop a yes or no in the comments. I'll read them. 5 psychological reasons why some women act selfish. You probably heard people say, "She's so selfish." But here's the truth. What we often call selfishness is rarely that simple. In many cases, it's not about being a bad person. It's about psychology, past experiences, and how someone has learned to survive emotionally. So in this video, we're breaking down 5 real psychological reasons why a woman may come across as selfish, and what's actually going on beneath the surface. 1. Scarcity mindset. Survival mode thinking. Some women grow up in environments where there wasn't enough. Not enough attention, not enough love, not enough stability. When that happens, the brain adapts. Instead of thinking, "There's enough for everyone," it starts thinking, "If I don't take care of myself first, I'll lose out." This is called a scarcity mindset. It's not about being greedy. It's about survival. So she prioritizes herself, holds tightly to what she has, and avoids sharing too much. Because deep down, she's afraid it might be taken away. To others, it looks selfish. To her, it feels necessary. 2. Emotion neglect. Learning to rely only on yourself. If a woman grew up feeling ignored, unsupported, or emotionally unseen, she may develop a mindset that says, "No one is coming to help me." Over time, this creates extreme self-reliance. She learns not to depend on others, not to expect too much, and to always put her own needs first. Because when she didn't, she got hurt. So now, even in healthy situations, she may struggle to consider others fully. Not because she doesn't care, but because she was never shown how to balance her needs with someone else's. What looks like selfishness is often a response to being emotionally neglected. 3. Fear of vulnerability. Protecting herself from getting hurt. Opening up to people requires vulnerability, and vulnerability is risky. If a woman has been hurt before, betrayed, used, or taken advantage of, she may build emotional walls. Instead of giving, sharing, or compromising, she becomes guarded. She might think, "If I give too much, I'll get hurt. If I open up, I'll lose control." So she focuses on herself, her needs, her comfort, because that feels safe. This can come across as selfish, but in reality, it's a defense mechanism. She's not trying to take from others. She's trying to protect herself. For overcompensation for a past sacrifice. Sometimes selfish behavior develops after a period of being the exact opposite. A woman who has spent years putting others first, sacrificing her own needs, being taken advantage of, may eventually reach a breaking point. And when that happens, she flips. She goes from, "I'll do anything for everyone," to, "I'm putting myself first no matter what." This is called overcompensation. It's the mind correcting an imbalance, but sometimes it swings too far. So now, she may seem overly focused on herself, unwilling to compromise, or emotionally distant. But this isn't who she always was. It's who she became after being drained for too long. 5. Low emotional awareness, lack of empathy skills. Not everyone is equally developed when it comes to emotional intelligence. Some people simply haven't learned how their actions affect others. This could be due to upbringing, environment, lack of emotional guidance growing up. So when she prioritizes herself, she may not even realize how it impacts people around her. It's not always intentional. She might think, I'm just doing what's best for me, without recognizing that relationships require balance, empathy, and mutual consideration. This kind of selfishness isn't driven by pain or fear. It's driven by a lack of awareness. So is she really selfish? Sometimes, yes, but often it's deeper than that. What looks like selfishness can actually be survival instincts, emotional wounds, fear of being hurt, or learned behavior. Understanding this doesn't mean you tolerate bad behavior, but it does mean you see it clearly. Because when you understand the psychology behind someone's actions, you stop reacting emotionally and start responding intelligently. And that changes everything. So now you understand something most people don't. What looks like selfishness is often deeper than it appears. But understanding it doesn't mean you should accept it. What matters now is how you handle it. First, you need to stop overgiving just to balance things out. It's a common trap. You think if you're more patient, more generous, more understanding, things will improve. But that usually does the opposite. When someone already prioritizes themselves, your extra effort doesn't fix the situation. It reinforces it. You end up giving more while they give less. So instead of overcompensating, you match energy. You give what is being given to you. Nothing more, nothing less. Then you set boundaries and you take them seriously. If you don't define what's acceptable, people will define it for you. And someone with selfish tendencies will naturally push limits, whether they realize it or not. So you make it clear what you tolerate, what you don't, and what happens if those lines are crossed. The important part isn't just saying it, it's sticking to it. Because the moment you don't follow through, your boundaries lose value. At the same time, you stop taking everything personally. Not every selfish action is about you. A lot of it comes from patterns that existed long before you showed up, how she was raised, what she experienced, what she learned about trust and survival. If you make it personal, you'll start questioning yourself, and that's where you lose control. Instead, you separate yourself from the behavior. You see it for what it is, without attaching your self-worth to it. When you communicate, you stay direct and controlled. You don't argue, you don't beg, and you don't try to force understanding through emotion. That approach rarely works with someone who is already self-focused. Instead, you say exactly what you mean, clearly and calmly. You express your standard, not your frustration. And then you watch how she responds. Not just what she says, but what she actually does after. Because that's the next thing. You focus on actions, not words. Promises are easy. Change is not. Someone can say they'll do better 100 times. But if the behavior doesn't shift, then nothing has really changed. You stop getting caught up in what sounds good, and you start paying attention to patterns. Patterns tell the truth, and then you make a decision when it's necessary. If the behavior continues, if your boundaries are ignored, if the effort is one-sided, if nothing improves, you don't stay stuck trying to fix it. You step back or you walk away entirely, not out of anger, not to prove a point, but because you understand your value. At that point, it becomes simple. You can understand why she acts the way she does, and still decide it's not something you're willing to deal with. And once you reach that level of clarity, you stop chasing change in other people and start choosing what's right for you.